Hi everybody, welcome to TechZone Academy. In this video, we are going to be talking about overriding the default display value. So it says the display property is used to change an element display behavior of HTML element. So we have changing an inline element to a block element or vice versa can be useful for making the page look a specific way and still follow the web standard. A common example is to change an li element to inline. There is always a block level element normally, but when you change it to an inline element, it will stay. So we have a note. Setting the display property of an element only change how the element is displayed, not what kind of element it is. So an inline element with display block is not allowed to have other block elements inside. So we have a span. Span is an inline element. You can change it to a block element, but it is not how it is itself. So we have follow an example. Let's firstly create the one with the li element. So we'll come here. So we're not doing anything about our script. We'll say we'll have a p tag, and we'll say we want to display a list of links as a horizontal list. Then after that, we'll come here, we'll say UL. Then inside this UL, would have li. Then we'll say, we can just say href because we can use hash here, hash home. We can say hash news, this and this and this. This is just to display what we have already. So the next thing we are going to do, we'll come to our style here. We'll change it to a block element. We'll say our UL. Inside our UL, we'll have list style type, which is none. We'll give it a padding, which is 0. We'll give it a margin as well, which is 0. Then we'll style our li. We'll say li. Then what is our target here is to display it as an inline element. Let's check our results. Can you see it has been displayed as an inline element? Sorry, we have something. We did previous examples that we used our list style type as image. So that is why we have it like this. So can you see it changed it? If I should remove this display inline now, you will see that what we are going to have will be in block level elements. Yes, so this is block level elements. It does not allow anything beside it. That's what block level elements means. But inline, it takes up the only width, then it allows this one here. This one comes here, and this. That's how inline works. So now let's check it out again. So can you see this is how inline works? Let's move to the next one. We have span as well. You can change span. Span is always inline. You can change it to display block as well. Let's move to the next one. We have example of more display value. The following example demonstrates some more display values. We have images, display inline, display block, display inline block, display flex, display grid. Hide an element. If you want to hide an element, use display none or visibility hidden. Hiding an element can be done by setting the display property to none. The element will be hidden and the page will be displayed as if there is nothing there. You can also use visibility hidden to hide an element. However, with this property, the element will be hidden, but it will still take up the same space it has. So imagine all these images are not there, but it is taking up the same space that it has. That is how it works here. I hope you understand. So that is that for display values, what we just talked about here, overriding the default display values. I hope you understand this aspect. Thank you for watching this video. Please do follow us across all socials at TechZone Academy. See you next time. Bye.